and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess, and we're going to do something very fruity and delicious today, fresh and fruity. We're going to make some no sugar strawberry jam. Yes, we are. This recipe comes from marysnest.com, and she also has a video of this recipe on her YouTube channel. I'll try to remember to link both in the description box below because I believe in giving credit where credit is due, and I really do appreciate Mary for putting this out because I am a diabetic that cannot take the prescription medications. I have to watch my diet very, very closely. I was looking for a recipe that I didn't have to use an artificial sweetener in, and I have to tell you, if you go to suregel.com, the recipe calls for an artificial sweetener. Her recipe does not. And so I opted to use her recipe instead. So I hope you don't mind, Mary, but I really needed this on my pantry shelf. And I wanted to share this with everyone because of the diabetes. Did I mention that this is March into Canning 25, hosted by me, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch? It is an open collaboration. If you're interested in participating, all you have to do is put your video out. Make sure that you have the hashtag March into Canning 25 and understand the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch and the title and description so that I can find your video, get it into the official playlist, which will be below this video. It is also Frugal Living Challenge 25 because we're living frugally. This was actually cheaper for me to buy from the farmer than it was to buy from the grocery store. Grocery store, a pint of these was about $6. I paid $30 for 8, so I saved a little money there. The juice, on the other hand, was a little expensive. It was $6 a gallon, but the 2-quart was almost as much, so I opted to get the bigger bottle to save a little money. And then I bought plenty of this to keep on my pantry shelf, so when I go to make more jam, I have it already on hand and won't have to go to the store and buy it. This is also intentional living. I have a playlist called Intentional Living, so it's also intentional living. And this is also about diabetes, and it's a recipe for keto, paleo, and diabetic patients. So we're going to get into it right now. I've got my half-pint jars in here, and I've got at least 2 inches of water over them. I'm waiting for them to start steaming out the side. I've got my timer up here on top of my stove, my vented hood. I'm going to set it for 10 minutes to sterilize the jars. In the meantime, I can go ahead and get prepped and ready for everything else to go. So I'm going to save the caps off of my strawberries, and the reason I'm saving them is I can make a vinegar with these later on. So we're going to make a vinegar with these, and I'm going to show you how to do this on another video that will be upcoming very, very soon. We'll have strawberry vinegar on our shelves. And instead of throwing them here, I've got my little Ninja bullet back here. I'm going to go ahead and cap these and throw them into the Ninja. I've also pre-washed these, so you didn't see me doing that on camera. You want to pulse these. And I've got a 4-cup measure that I'm going to pour these into. I have 4 cups of my pureed strawberries. One cup of Mott's 100% apple juice. 1 box of Suregel, the no sugar needed pink box. Stir it in slowly. continue stirring in the Sure Gel until it is fully incorporated. Putting in the last little bit. It's beginning to boil. I've got my Tatler lids with the bands, the rubber gaskets in a pot back here, just keeping them warm. You're supposed to scald them and then just allow them to sit in the warm water until you're ready to can. I've also pulled out a half teaspoon of homemade butter. Okay, we have reached boiling stage. I'm going to set my timer for 1 minute. And I'm going to continue to stir. I may have to adjust my heat just a bit. My timer is off. I'm going to turn off the temperature and allow this to cool for just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and add my butter. Probably not the best way to do this, but I don't want to pull out another spoon. Clean my finger off. We're going to mix that in. I've had a plate in the freezer along with a spoon. I'm going to drop a little bit of this on the plate. I'm going to wait just a little bit to see how it sets. Oh, it tastes so good. You take your finger and if it separates and it doesn't go back together, you have jam. My jars are hot. My food that's going into the jars is hot. My canner is hot. These have been sterilized for 10 minutes, and we're going to start filling our jars. Now, if you want to, you can scoop off that foam. I really don't find it very necessary. And I've got to get it up to a 1/4 inch headspace. Now the recipe said it would make 6 half pints, but my understanding of internet recipes and recipes in general is sometimes they are off. So I always have extra jars ready to go in case I have extra liquid left over. So I probably should have pulled out a 1/4 pint, but I'm going to use this one to make sure that my measurement is right on my other jars. First thing we're going to do is we're going to debubble. And I'm going to do my measurement now. So it should be the first tooth, this one right here. And they're all just a little bit shy, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to spoon it into my jars. I'm going to try to do this with my hand. So I have just a little bit to sample. I've got my white vinegar, 5%, and a clean rag. I'm going to go around the rims of my jars. You don't want any sticky on your jar or your grease from your hands. And also this checks for any damage that might be to the top of the jars that you missed when you washed and checked them before canning. Always check those jars. I've had cracks in the bottom or a little bubble that would cause a hole in the canner, so you want to check your jars. Now I'm going to get these out of here and we're going to get them onto our jars. That's what it's going to look like going into the canner. Here's my strawberry jam with no sugar added. Only the natural sugars in the apple juice and the strawberries. Doesn't that look fantastic? We're going to check this out. We're going to leave these on the counter for 12 to 24 hours to allow them to sit. Then we're going to remove the bands, check for seals, wash them, label them, and get them into the pantry. And this is my canning adventure today. This is the leftover. I put it in the refrigerator while this was being processed. Y'all, it gelled. Look at that. It's gelled. Look at that. Beautiful gel on it. It tastes exactly like fresh strawberries should taste. This is going to be a little treat for me today. It's probably about 4, maybe 5 carbs per tablespoon. Really not that high in carbs. I couldn't really find anything on a low carb end that would really tell me the exact amount using the juice. So I'm guesstimating. But the commercial grade strawberry jam that's low carb is usually around 5 grams. I'm assuming this is much, much lower and much healthier for us. Thank you, my friends, for watching, and may you be fully blessed. Get your jam on.